Hey, and welcome to the Meditations and Musings podcast. I'm Elena Lipson. I'm a mama, I'm a wife, and I'm the founder of the Divine Self-Care Circle membership and the Virtual Retreat Academy. I don't believe that you have to sacrifice your body, your health, or your family in order to create true abundance and prosperity. I believe in living based on the divine feminine metrics of success, and these include pleasure, play, ease, grace, and a slower pace. Each week, I'll bring you 1 to 2 new episodes. One of these will be a guided meditation that you don't have to do on the meditation pillow, and the other will be a conversation to help you access your inner wisdom, to ignite abundance, and inspire others to do the same. I invite you to join me on this journey back to the magic of a divinely aligned and well cared for you. And now, join me for today's episode. Hello and welcome to the Meditations and Musings podcast. This is Elena Lipson, your host, founder of the 66 Sacred Rituals, the Divine Self-Care Circle, the Virtual Retreat Academy, and of course, the Meditations and Musings podcast. Before we dive into today's guided meditation, which is all about clearing the inner clutter, which can actually be more important than clearing clutter in your home or your car or your closet, I want to share with you the sponsor of this podcast, which is 66 Sacred Rituals, a daily journey to activate magic and abundance through daily ritual. Now, daily ritual is one of the most beautiful, most simple, most powerful access points to find meaning, to find joy, to really reset that mindset, that access point to seeing your life in a new way. If you're going through a transition, if you're trying to access spirituality your own way, but you're not exactly sure where to start, I've created 66 simple audio rituals that will help you to access that new way of thinking, that positivity, that not just the positive thinking and then not doing anything about it, but really to ground it in some ritual that gives it meaning. Sometimes we get so stuck in old ways of doing things, in old ways of seeing things, in the same stories that we tell over and over again. And so one of the most powerful ways that I have found to bring that sense of subtle change, but that over time creates lasting change, is to create rituals around your self-care practices. So each audio is a short 3 to 7 minute ritual that allows you to practice a ritual around self-care, whether it's mind, body, or spirit, that helps you to connect with that inner talk in a new way, that helps you to find a new way of seeing an old situation and bring in a little bit of that magic self-care spirituality into your day, your week, and your life. And this will have positive effects on your relationships, how you show up for yourself, for those you care about, and for the work that you're doing in the world. Through ritual, we as human beings find meaning, but sometimes it's really hard to even know where to start. So with these simple 66 rituals, you'll have a foundation, a toolkit to be able to tap into, to be able to practice your favorite rituals. And I've had people over the last several years continue to tell me that they come back to the 66 sacred rituals at times of joyful transitions or difficult transitions, or times where they feel stuck, maybe just stuck and need a new way of seeing things. So if you're feeling like you need a way to access something new, a new story for yourself, to begin to connect with that spirituality, with that meaning in your daily life, to start to do things, say things, and think things in a different way, then I highly recommend you head on over to elenalipson.com/66 days, 66 days, and you can even try a free ritual right there on the page. Once you go through the checkout process, make sure to enter the coupon code that is exclusive for you as a listener of this podcast. The coupon code is simply podcast, which will give you $10 off of the program. Go ahead and check it out today. Again, it's elenalipson.com/66 days. Now, let's go ahead and dive into clearing your internal clutter so that you can, for once and for all, decide that you can also affect life on the outside. Because even if you clear that clutter around you, in your home, in your car, in your closet, so often I've worked with women all over the world over the years that they might clear it one time, but guess what? unless you clear the reason why that clutter came in the first place, the reason why you have this external environment that feels constricted or blocked, is because there's times that we don't access the inner decluttering, right? So we can organize our home, organize our office, and really create a peaceful life, but you also forget that there's an inner part of you that can be as cluttered as your external environment. So it's crucial to invest the same time, awareness, and energy into decluttering your inner world, your heart, and declutter those old stories that you've been carrying around for a long time. As a human being, you are capable of carrying things internally for a long time, and they can really be damaging because along with some of the inner clutter that we carry is past hurts, resentments, old angers, things we're sad about, even old trauma, things that we're carrying around and are finding it difficult to process. So clearing out this emotional inner clutter can be painful. It can definitely be chaotic and messy, and it definitely takes time. But when we start to simplify, when we start to be aware, when we start to reflect on the things that are happening in our inner world, we can actually find an internal peace that allows us to bring up the courageous stories, that allows us to really clear out that part of us that we are ready to let go of. And letting go is part of the process. So here's some ways that we're going to learn to let go. We're going to start to access that inner part of us and give ourselves permission to really create a space inside of us to help let go, to help forgive, to help stop carrying around lots of worry, to help really give ourselves an inner makeover, an inner declutter, so that you can get centered, so that you can learn to access breath in the moment. So we're going to start, as we always do, with a meditation by getting present. And in order to get present, all you need to do is simply breathe. Breathe and bring your attention into your body. A beautiful and simple way to do that is to just close your eyes, whether you're lying flat on the ground, whether you're sitting in a chair, whether you are in a meditation position, and even if you're walking. There is so much awareness you can bring to the process of walking. Instead of starting to spin out into stories or worries, you can actually get very present by simply becoming aware of your body. So whatever your body is doing right now, bring your attention to the back of your eyes, even if your eyes are open and you're walking right now, regardless of where you are. You can become aware of your body and bring your attention to your eyes. And allow the muscles behind your eyes to just gently soften. You can even do this as your eyes are open by just becoming aware of all the tiny muscles around your eyes and allowing them to soften. Now bring your attention to your mouth and allow the corners of your mouth, the corners of your lips to turn up in a smile. And just notice how a simple, gentle, mindful smile invites many other muscles in your face to relax as well. You forget how powerful a simple smile is on our face and how it actually begins to feel good in the rest of our body, in our face, as we just smile for no reason whatsoever except that you're here right now with the ability to breathe, to feel your body, and to smile into the moment. And as you find yourself relaxing, bring your awareness and attention to your shoulders and your arms. In whatever position they happen to be in right now, just invite a sense of deeper relaxation, a sense of sinking in, a sense of softening. Even just saying it sometimes invites a sense of softening into the muscles and just releasing the carry that we have, the the burdens, the worries, what we're carrying around on our shoulders, metaphorically in our lives, and allowing it to just relax for the moment. Continuing to follow your breathing, allowing it to naturally go in through your nose and out through your nose or your mouth, whatever feels more natural to you in the moment. Bringing your awareness and attention to your chest, your side body underneath your arms, and your upper back. Continuing to allow your breath to simply soften into the moment. Bringing your attention to your solar plexus and your belly and your mid-back and lower back. Just bringing a sense of releasing that gripping that sometimes we are doing even unconsciously in our belly. Just giving yourself full permission to be soft, to be present, to just be without judgment, without trying to change anything, just being in this very present gift of now. Continuing to notice your breath, the coolness of it as it goes in through your nose, and the warmth as it exits your nose or your mouth. Sometimes a sigh feels good on the exhale as well. Bringing your attention to your hips, your pelvic region, any gripping that you're doing in your sexual organs. Sometimes we're holding and gripping in parts of our body that we don't even notice until we simply bring awareness and attention to just simply invite relaxation without judgment, without stories, just letting it be what it is. Allowing your next breath to bring attention, relaxation to the big muscles in your thighs, your calves, your shins, and finally down to your feet, becoming aware of and even wiggling your little toes and letting them relax. From this place of present awareness, from relaxation, in the stillness of this moment, in your mind's eye, I invite you to envision the various spaces. We're going to start way at the top. In your mind's eye, I want you to just notice if there's any thoughts, any worries swirling around in there. Perhaps they're conversations that you can't let go of. Perhaps it's something that happened recently, something that you are mulling over from the past week, the past month. Perhaps it even goes further back. Maybe you're carrying some worry or trepidation or fear around something that hasn't even happened yet. You're fixated on how you're going to resolve this or solve it or figure it out. And it's causing your body to tense up. So just in this moment, as you're beginning to tap into and access those worries, those fears, those doubts, all those things you're trying to figure out, they're swirling and swirling and swirling in your brain and creating noise and clutter in a part of you that is meant to process, to be present, to give you creativity and solutions. So right now I invite you to open up an imaginary trapdoor in your mind, in the room of your mind, and just allow those spinning thoughts to exit, kind of like clouds. Just allow them to exit, knowing that all you're doing is you're just clearing space, knowing that these were serving you in some way, but they're no longer needed. Just allow, if you notice any lingering thoughts, any lingering worries, any lingering to-dos, just allow it sort of to sweep, maybe a mental sweep, a little broom, little tool you have to just let those float away, just like clouds, becoming part of the universal mind, knowing that you do not have to solve everything and anything. You do not have to hold worries and tensions forever. You can simply allow them to float back into the energy of the universal mind, and that you, as the human spiritual soul that you are right now, have full permission to let them go, even if it's just for the next little while. And when you feel complete and everything is clear and cleared out, just let that trapdoor close up again. And just for a moment, imagine, feel the spaciousness of not having that swirling tornado of thoughts, and letting yourself know that you're okay. You're here in the moment, enjoying the stillness and spaciousness, wondering what new ways of seeing, what new opportunities and ideas and solutions might be called in to arrive into this new space. And just enjoy the spaciousness of not knowing just for the moment. And now bring your awareness and attention down to your throat. And there's a room in your throat. It's a space, it's a narrow space, kind of like a long cylinder in your throat. And in this room, there are so many things that are living there. There are things that you've said that you regret that become like heavy bricks sitting in there. There are things that were said to you that you've held on to, and they've got stuck in that part of your throat. So that sometimes when you try to speak your truth, you feel constricted. You feel heavy. You feel like something is holding you back from saying what you really want to say, and you're not exactly sure why. So we're going to go ahead and just notice what else is in there. Things that you said and didn't say in the past got stuck in this room in your throat, right at the base of your throat, where you sometimes feel that little bit of a rock or a little bit of a frog in your throat, feeling like you know you want to say something, but there's so much emotion in there, there's so many things in there that it's hard to even feel clarity beyond it. And so right now, I want you to find that trapdoor in this room in your throat and let it open with ease. And as soon as you open it, just like a wind, a vacuum, all those things that you meant to say, didn't say, should have said, would have said, could have said, or said and felt guilty about, start to just empty out into the universal throat of the universe. To be composted, to be alchemized into energy, allowing the space, the clarity, the ease to finally just be released. Giving yourself full permission to let go, even if just for a few moments, even if they just boomerang back around, but perhaps they won't. Perhaps they'll be alchemized by the universe, and you will create space for new ways to communicate, for new permissions to speak your mind, to speak your truth from the space of awareness, of letting go of the guilt of things said and unsaid. Just breathe that in for a moment. And now we're going to bring our awareness down to our heart. Oh, that heart. This beautiful room in your heart. What does it look like? How big is it? How big is your heart room? As you become aware of your heart room, just notice what's in there. Feel those old heartbreaks, little cracks in the room that are now sitting there like big stones weighing heavily. Those old things you had to say goodbye to, the memories, the connections, maybe old friends you haven't connected with for a long time, maybe old loves that you are holding on to and are taking up quite a big space in that heart room. Maybe it's time, maybe it's time to let those go, wondering what would happen if you created some more space in your heart. And now looking around, there is a part of your heart that has the beautiful, beautiful people in your life right now, the connections, even the ones you haven't connected with for a while, but they hold such dear spaces in your heart, such tender places in your heart. Your dear friends and family, and even the ones that have passed on, there's still this beautiful quilted comfy, cozy area of your heart lit by a beautiful, warm light. And that part gets to stay. Nothing can shift that. Nothing can move that. Nothing can clear that. That is all yours, no matter what happens. But there's parts that are maybe filled with cobwebs, maybe parts that you've been holding on to for too long, and you've known that you needed to clear that space in your heart and create space for new loves, new explorations, new connections, new friendships, new sisters, new brothers, new friends. And so right now, find that trapdoor in your heart, opposite the wall where your loves and your cozies get to stay. And as soon as you open that door, whoosh, it's like a wind just pulls everything out, and you are ready. And part of you maybe even wants to hold on, but no. You just give yourself permission to empty out. Just trust that you are safe, you are loved, and you are filled with such beauty and love and support in your heart already. That it's time to clear that inner heart room clutter. And take a nice deep breath, maybe a sigh, and just let that trapdoor close, knowing that all of those old heartbreaks and heartaches and lost connections have been emptied into the universal heart which will take them and alchemize them into new ideas, new connections, new synchronicities, new possibilities, to fill your heart at the right time, in the right way, perfect divine timing. So just enjoy that spaciousness in your heart. And now with all that space and clarity in your heart, you can actually enjoy what you do have, those beautiful connections, beautiful relationships, beautiful memories that fill up that part of your heart. And our final stop on the journey today is down in your belly. There's a room in your belly, kind of low, maybe below your belly button, sort of in your sacral chakra area, maybe an inch or two below your belly button. Straight in the middle, there's this heart. There's the stomach room. It's a belly room. And in this belly room, and there's like a 2-level room. Part of it is in your solar plexus and part of it is in your lower belly. And it's really kind of a long, maybe a double-decker room. You know what it looks like. It's in your being. And this holds all of those dreams that you wish you would have, should have, could have done. Those old chances not taken that are creating just these big, sort of boulder-like bookcases of files and reasons to not take chances, to look at all those things that you could have done, should have done, maybe made mistakes on and tried but didn't succeed, and they become these bookshelves of reasons and heavy books to stop you from taking action, from believing that the possibilities are always there, believing that uncertainty is wonderful, believing that the potential to change is in your hands and in your belly at any time. So I want you to notice what is living in there, in that double-decker room. Maybe there's a staircase, maybe a spiral staircase in the middle that connects that chances not taken or chances taken and not fully pursued. Those things you procrastinated and never finished. Maybe there's old unfinished books and projects, and maybe there's some paintings, and maybe there's skills that you began to build up, and maybe there's a garage of guitars sitting in the corner, and maybe there's old hobbies that you started to pursue but never quite finished, and they're weighing you down and falsely making you believe that the chances are gone, the opportunities are no longer there, that you have done maybe what you think you could have done, and there's no more in front of you, but that's all hidden. The opportunity is still there. The chances are still there. The potential is all in there, but the problem is it's hidden. It's hidden by all this heavy, heavy clutter. The truth is it's all an illusion. So in this moment, I invite you to open that trap door in that belly room. And just like that, and it's actually a double door, open it double wide, and just like that, whoosh, all of those bookcases that looked so dense and heavy and even like a brick wall, it all looked like it was so permanent. It just swooshes away. And this one's going to take a little bit because it's double decker and because there's lots in there. There's all those things that you wish you could have, should have done, didn't do, wanted to do, someone told you you couldn't do, someone told you you weren't good at. And all of those ideas turned into bricks and walls that simply are just illusions. And so open that double door and let all of that just fly out of there. Fly, fly, fly. There's a lot in there. Allowing all of that to fly into the belly of the universe, clearing so much space that all of a sudden the doors close, and what you're left with is this beautiful golden spiral staircase right in the middle, and a beautiful golden bookshelf. And this bookshelf is filled with possibility. It's filled with the dreams that are ready to be picked up and polished. Filled with ideas, and all of a sudden you find, instead of feeling like you're holding bricks and old books of undone projects in your belly, you sense a spaciousness. And in fact, even that butterfly, there's a butterfly flying around, a butterfly of excitement, a butterfly of possibility, of nervousness, but not the kind of nervousness that makes you want to stop. It's the kind of nervousness that gets you excited. Feel that spaciousness in your belly. Feel that clearing of all that clutter, allowing the universe to take it all, the old wishes and buts and ideas, and to alchemize them into energy for the new possibility of what's possible for you right now, right here, in this moment. Now take a final deep breath as you glance over the rooms that you've just cleared out. The room in your mind, the room in your throat, the room in your heart, and finally that double-decker room in your solar plexus and your belly, and just feel that spaciousness of inner clutter. Feel how good it feels to be filled with room and clarity and spaciousness and possibility. And feel the corners of your mouth turn up in that smile of that knowing that you've released so much inner clutter right now. And take another nice deep breath. Maybe shake it out a little bit, enjoying the spaciousness. And whenever you're ready, if your eyes are closed, go ahead and open your eyes. In this process of addressing and clearing that inner clutter and releasing it into the universe, you've created possibility. You've created spaciousness. You've created a shift in energy. What I invite you to do right now is to grab a journal and a pen and to just reflect. Was this difficult for you? Did you visualize it right away? What did you let go of? Go room by room and just make note of what it is that you let go of, and reflect on what was that possibility that you felt. Was there new ideas, new creativity, new thought patterns? What did you feel in that moment when all of your inner rooms were finally free of that inner clutter? Take this opportunity, don't let it pass. In this moment when it's feeling fresh and real and you're here in this moment, take about 5 minutes or more and just reflect. Go room by room, claiming what it is that you let go of and what you've made room for. I would absolutely love to know how this experience was for you. I would love to know what you let go of. I would love to know what you're calling in and how this felt for you. And this is a meditation you can do just to clear it up. If you're feeling the rooms getting filled up again, just focus on one room or do the whole thing. Go ahead and go back to the beginning and do the whole thing again, or just do one at a time. I'm so excited to hear how this was for you. If this was useful and valuable and transformative for you, please, I invite you to share it with someone who can benefit. And don't forget to make sure you're subscribed, and please leave a comment. I'd love to know how this meditation was for you. Thank you so much for being here. Again, this is Elena Lipson, your Divine Self-Care Mentor, and I'm so excited to see you for our next episode of Meditations and Musings. Take care.
Thank you so much for listening and learning about the new Divine Self-Care way of being in your life, business, and the bedroom based on the divine feminine metrics of success: pleasure, play, ease, grace, and a slower pace. If you're ready to bust the myth of overwhelm and tap into an inspired start to each day,
I've put together a free video series for you to help you start each day with energy, inspiration, and ignite that inner pilot light which attracts joy, magic, and synchronicity. You can access my 3-step magic morning practice to help you ignite your inner light and attract the abundance that you're craving. Head on over to elenalipson.com/gift. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would so love if you share it with a friend, a sister, a mother, a daughter, and please leave a review. That is how the magic starts to ripple out. Here's wishing you a day full of beauty, magic, and divine self-care. I'll see you next time at the Meditations and Musings podcast.